Yeah, we need to talk immediately. Any one of you fuckers. Oh my god. I couldn't even get past video 2. You literally were the most biased that it's physically possible to be. I called my job and asked them if I could come in an hour later so that I could do the Skype thing. Um, they thought I was asking if I could come in an hour earlier because everyone's trying to get hours and I do that frequently. So they sent home their guy and I couldn't stay for that video thing. I actually had to go in an hour earlier because that's what they thought. Um, I see I was really punished for that. Not No one challenged any of your statements. I don't know what a moderator's supposed to do when the opponent isn't there. I thought maybe he was there to, not let them just make blind assertions. Or, I don't know. But whatever it is you're. Fucking motherfucker. Whatever it is you're supposed to do, it wasn't done. Uh, yeah, I don't care which one of you it is. The moment you see this, we need to talk on Skype. I don't give a damn how many of you can bring. Because this is bullshit. I don't have a problem with people um, actually making valid arguments against the thing, against my arguments. But when you're one, going sentence by sentence without watching the whole point to see where I'm going, um, and pointing out things that really aren't even. This is like, I don't like the way he said analogy instead of parody. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean. Yeah, I like you to. I like to see you do that shit when I'm actually there. That's all I'm saying. Um, I was actually looking forward to watching this because if I was right, I would have liked to explain to Thunderbolt what I was saying. And if I was wrong, that is, if my actual arguments were wrong, not the petty bullshit that you argued about, like the word amorphous. You argued about that for like 20 minutes. Shut the fuck up. Um, I'm okay with insults if you also argue the person's argument or argue against what the person's saying. Also, the things you did say, the few valid arguments or arguments that actually were against the thing I was saying, were fucking retarded. You're just wrong. But you know what? I don't want to do it here because I'm afraid you're just going to take that and then make some shit up about what I meant. Like some abstract interpretation of what I'm saying that doesn't. He said we're wrong. That means he thinks all atheists think all theists are wrong and everything. No, you're not going to do that shit again. Oh, yeah. The moment any of you see this shit, if you're free, Esplin 22 cent. Esplin 227 on Skype is my name. The moment you see this, we need to talk now. I don't care if it's one of you or all 8 of you. I wouldn't care if your entire videos were just you insulting me. Um, if it was fair. If you actually argued against my points. And that entire video was just a character assassination. I was angry at Thunderbolt because of a long, contracted back and forth between me and him, where I got more and more frustrated because I thought he was ignoring my points. We clarified that the other day. He didn't understand what I was trying to say. Um, so if I were to make a video to him today, it wouldn't be as hostile because I know he's not just ignoring my points, he genuinely didn't understand. But I would never make a video like that to him before I spoke to him. Um, I had we had spoken before in video. That is to say, I wouldn't character assassinate him. If he made a point that I thought was stupid, I might say so in a video, but I wouldn't say to him he's using big words to make himself sound smart. I thought that on some level, but I didn't know him enough. For all I knew, he could have actually used those words when he spoke, and it turned out he did, so I didn't put that in my video. I didn't accuse him of speaking for all theists, which on several occasions he's accused me of saying all atheists are rational. Over and over again, no matter how much I fucking clarify. I would never do that to him, because that's wrong. What was the other things? I can't even think right now. This whole thing was fucking bullshit. It would have went different if I was there. I mildly regretted not beating him. Now, I'm shooting myself. Or I'm beating myself to a pulp because of the fact that I wasn't there. Oh. Oh boy. So yeah. Butthurt would be a understatement for how pissed off I am right now. I thought there would be a monicum of fairness, if not from the theist side, at least from the atheist side, or for that matter, a little bit from Thunderbolt. But no, he just framed the argument each time, and you all just expounded on what he said I was saying. Not one of you even stopped to think for a split fucking second. It's just astonishing. So the moment any of you see this, in fact, so far I've watched 3 of these videos, and the only responses that weren't, the only criticism that wasn't either just retarded ridicule or completely not the point, completely missing the point I was trying to make, or focusing on stupid little things that, and then expounding on it in several paragraphs, like, oh, he used the word amorphous without clarifying what. The only part I'll give you is the faith knowledge thing. Now, I wasn't saying that you can only figure something out empirically. That I'd like to put aside, because that's actually not what I was saying. But some of what you said was true. I actually, maybe it's because I've never felt the type of faith that Christians feel, or I don't know, maybe I do have a flawed definition of faith or knowledge. The book analogy you guys got completely wrong. I wasn't saying what you thought I was saying. What I was saying is I can go back and test the things in this book, whereas in Christianity you can only go back and I mean test it as in find any evidence for it, or the things that are forensic find evidence for, and the things that are empirical claims I can test them. Whereas with the New Testament, some of the forensic things I can test or confirm with extra biblical sources. Maybe a few of the empirical things I can confirm, but the core of it is still magic. Now, that may or may not be right, but that's the analogy I was making, not all that fucking retarded shit you guys came up with from, I don't know. But either way, Yeah, that's the only good part out of all three of these videos, where I can even respond because you were actually talking about what I was talking about, or you weren't. You were just making retarded ass assumptions about my I mean, sometimes you would make one assumption about my argument and then make a completely different assumption that's mutually exclusive. It's like it's like he's assuming that all atheists are right, and then a little later you're saying that I'm not assuming that all atheists are right. That my definition, I don't know. It's easy to do this shit when the person's not there. Um, you might say I did that with Thunderbolt, but we had been doing videos back and forth. Videos, by the way, which you did not watch, because Thunderbolt didn't. I guess he didn't think to mention that the things I was saying was a response to a specific statement made by him, and without the context of them being a response to a subject someone made. Yeah, it seems like I'm making assumptions about where you're coming from, because I was responding to statements you made. You don't show them the statements you made that I was arguing with. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, this was just none of the arguments except for the knowledge thing. You guys might actually be right about that. You partially convinced me about that. I still have to clarify a few things with you, but maybe my idea of knowledge is just too narrow, and I'm making a mistake. Now, with the math thing, you're right about that. I wasn't saying that only through empirical. Um, even math, you can test. I mean, in a sense, I could take two things, put them next to each other, and then take another individual, put it next, and I have three things. But that's just a concept. But yeah, I knew what you meant by that. If you asked, did I come to that conclusion? I know what you mean. That wasn't what I was saying. But in terms of the Christian knowledge, um, I get what you're saying, as in, I might not consider that valid. As for the definition of faith, again, I might be too narrow on what I'm saying. You might be right about that. Everything else in your videos, some of it I disagree with just wholeheartedly. Even if you were talking about my argument, I don't see how you can think the things you're thinking. Ah, man, I wish so much that I would have called in sick. You have no idea how much. Oh, man, they're gonna make me get a hospital note, though. Oh, God. If you guys are able to do this again, I promise you, if you get to me soon, I will call in sick. And I need the money. I really need the money, but I will call in sick because I want to be there. Oh man. I uh the I have never had my arguments either misunderstood or strawmanned to this degree, or the other party's fallacies just completely fucking ignored. Like, uh, uh yeah, so as soon as any of you see this video, send me a message. I'm Esplin227 on Skype. I'm Esplin227 on everything. I don't change that. Um, please, we need to talk, like, right now, because this is bullshit.